Good evening, everybody. Hi, Rhonda. How you doing? I haven't been on for a bit because been planning a wedding. There's a new baby in the picture. So, I've been kind of busy. But anyway, somebody messaged me today and said, oh my God, you got to check out Driving Dur. So I did. I have to thank her. Chuck and I laughed our asses off at that show today. It was friggin' hilarious, except for the part where she was drinking and driving. But I can guarantee you that's already been sent to the owners of the Brahma Bull. I can guarantee you that. I know this. Somebody's already clipped it and sent it to the Brahma Bull, sent it to the Okeechobee Sheriff's Department, and probably put it all over any group thing in Okeechobee so that they can see what's driving around on the roads. I already know that's been done. But holy shit. We laughed our friggin' asses off. You know, the weather wasn't the greatest here today. And we were kind of like, what are we going to do? Because we were bored, right? And then that came on. What is they doing? Yeah, she's a mess. But I said that a long time ago. These women can't live like this for any length of time. It'll fuck with their lives. And it has. I mean, I remember, what was it, 3 years ago? It was, hey, babe. Love you, babe. Now he's like, you're a fucking drunk and a liar. I want to divorce you. It's too funny. It is just so friggin' funny. And you can tell the people that have no lives and the ones that do are the ones that are constantly on, that are on 3 or 4 different sites, and they're trolling 3, 4, 5, 6 people that are running around telling everybody else that they have no life. It's fairly obvious. And being the most stupid rejects there are out there. The only thing that shocked me at all about people like that is the age group of them. She has been doing it to herself. Oh yeah, they all do. Every last one of them do it to themselves. Like, you know, a lot of them are on the spectrum A lot of them aren't there. I have to, right upstairs. And they're characters. So you, like I said, I Dar's days are numbered. And either two things are going to happen, which is she's going to be, I'm not going to say unalived, but something's going to happen to her where she's no longer on this earth. Or she's going to be begging her family for a place to stay. Dara always talks like she's 10 feet tall, but she's not. If Marty actually did tell her enough's enough, or he took Peanut and left, she'd lose her shit. I don't have any sympathy for somebody who drinks and drives. And then afterwards, she spent how much time whining and bitching about everybody trying to tell her what to do. And how dare anybody get upset? Nobody gives a fuck that she drinks her beer out of a wine glass. Nobody gives a shit that she drinks her beer on her porch or any of that. The drinking and driving stuff is what people don't like. But she doesn't like to talk about that. I had to laugh when, during her show, she said, I haven't drank. She was talking about drinking and about Marty and how this was the first time she had been out in 3 days. But when she came to the words, it's the first time I've been out in 3 days, she was like, I haven't drank all this week. This is the first time I've been out in 3 days. Because she didn't want Marty to hear it. Because she knew damn well Marty would go, you're fucking lying. That woman drinks all the time. And like I said, she's not gonna live to be her mother's age, that's for sure. And I do feel sorry because she is an addict and she can't quit. So I feel bad about that, but she's not even fucking trying. She's too old. No, that isn't a life. No. I got nothing against having a drink or nothing against smoking a joint or whatever. But when it becomes a lifestyle, that's a problem. And that's a lot of people surrounding Dar. They have those type of lifestyles. And that is no life. When your idea of getting by through life is you gotta smoke up all the time or you gotta be drunk all the time. Now watch out what you do. I've been helping pick out stuff for the wedding, and my daughter picked out the strangest thing. It's Ford's. It's got this big tier at the bottom, then 3, 8, and then it's got a cream-colored vine that goes all over it, and these little flowers, and then it's sprinkled with. Now, I would have never guessed. I mean, what in my mind I thought green frosting. That's the weirdest thing ever. But it's very classy and very elegant looking, and it looks great. And working out wedding dresses, all sorts of stuff, because we never actually had an actual formal party. And then my other daughter, she just eloped down in Mexico, so we didn't get to do anything for her. So we're putting together a good-sized party. You know what, Rhonda, when I first, she said to me, green icing, green icing came into mind. And I was like, oh gosh. Of course, being the good mother that I am, I said, that sounds lovely, dear. But when I actually did get to see what it was going to look like, I was like, oh wow, that is really, really pretty. So we're going to have ceremonies on the point, and we're going to have the party at the marina, and that's going to be drinking and dancing into the wee hours. Because on reserve, there's none of, we don't have to follow by any bylaws that would normally be followed in a city. So we're trying to, look for good prices, and we're just putting together a wedding. And Chuck and I bought a scooter, an electric one, and we're selling it because we're both too scared to drive it in the city. So we bought it secondhand, and we're going to just sell it basically for the same price we paid for it. We just don't feel secure, because in London, it's a big, like, it gets crazy, the traffic. So let's see what else is going on over here. Oh, I did want to tell Bob and Head and KK, you two stupid bitches are so far off the mark. You have yet to produce anything with my name and my address on it. Like a voting registry, like a real estate thing. None of it. Since day one that I came on, and I know Bob and Head has this, I showed my place on Walpole Island. I showed renovating the place on Albert Street. I showed the place up north in different stages of renovations, with me in it partying. I showed my children. It never dawned on it, like, why do you think I have access to all those different places? Oh, and how do you think I didn't know to go? How do you think I knew the price of that apartment? How do you think I knew where that apartment was listed? When you tried to expose it in your AI bullshit. None of that's ever dawned on you, because you have wanted me to be worse off than you. And anything over the last 5 years that would have pointed you in a direction that maybe I was a little different than you ignored, because you wanted to go with that narrative. Now, I'm not going to tell you shit, because it's none of your fucking business, any of it. But the only ones that would actually believe the shit that you put out are people who want to believe it, or are crazy. Jesus June, she thinks she can sit in an apartment, or basically a care facility these days, and tell what somebody's doing in another country, can guess it. This is a woman who came out in a hospital bed pretending my father had what had spent his life in prison. And every bit, almost every bit of information that those idiots put out, it was just, they contradicted themselves if I wanted to be bothered. Like I seen one here recently on analyzing the internet trolls, where they totally gave themselves away. They were under a fake avatar, and they said, oh, my shorts get all sorts of, my shorts are more popular than yours. And they went on, and they give themselves away. You just got to sit back and watch. And I said it a couple months ago, I'm not going to have time this summer to do it, so I guess I'm not going to be in the game. And I really don't care anyway. What's this? John brought me. Oh, that would be nice. Renewing your vows? That would be amazing. How is John doing, Rhonda? I watched this thing on, is it Cop Cam? God, this was months ago. And it was this elderly couple. And when I watched it, it was like, this is just like Driving Dur and Marty. This couple, the cops had received a phone call. And the woman was bedridden, and the husband wasn't. But he had no care. He had to give her all her care. And this woman was a real bitch, just like Dar. But she was elderly, and she could not take care of herself. For whatever reason, they could not afford to hire anybody. And what ended up happening, and I felt so sorry for the guy, because when the cops came in, she was being a real bitch. And at the same time, she was saying that he beat her. But the cops couldn't see any bruises or anything. He took the cops to the other room, and he told the cops. He said, I can't take this. This is just too much for me. And I knew he was telling the truth. This guy was at his wit's end. And the cops were younger, and they just basically treated this old couple like the grandparents. It'll be okay, just take a breather, and they talked to her for a bit, and they made the decision between the two of them to walk away. And then a few hours later, they got a phone call. She ended up biting him, and he went and got a shotgun and blew her head off. Well, that's where Dar and Marty are heading. And the entire time, Dar will be drunk, saying, oh, he loves me. He would never do anything. Dar is so drunk, she doesn't even understand how Marty feels anymore. She's living off a marriage that happened 25 years ago. And that's not reality. She's not in the real world at all. She'll be back on tonight or tomorrow. Back to her big old bitch narcissistic self. But eventually, one of these times, it's going to go over the edge. And God forbid that any added stress as they get older gets put on her. She said that, she was there. I listened to her today say she was there to help Marty because Marty was there to help her. Well, yes, Marty was there to help her. He was sober, present, took her to her chemo, all that. But when Marty had his knee done, Marty's sister came and took care of him. Dar wasn't capable of doing it. Dar is so badly into the alcohol that it is all about getting drunk, how to get drunk, where to get drunk. It's all it is with her anymore. She's not really seeing what's going on in her real life. Yeah, total alcohol fantasy land. and Marty's not in fantasy land. Like, if she would have hit somebody tonight, she would have got sued. And Marty is the one who's paid for that, paid for everything. So it would have been Marty that paid for it. He would have lost everything he worked for his entire life because Dar's in fantasy land. And she's not going to quit drinking and driving. That's the third time she's been caught, let alone the time she hasn't been caught. It's never going to stop. I just hope nobody gets hurt. I don't really care. But, I mean, I'm at the point where, like I said, I'm just kind of busy right now. Now, once things calm down, I'll come back on a bit more, but right now it's just not good timing. And I'm not getting any younger myself. So anyway, I'm going to let y'all go. It was nice talking to you. Rhonda, say hi to John for me, and have a good laugh, because that's all you can do is laugh about it. And like another reason too, I just got kind of sick of the whole thing. You know, Dar's show's completely tanked. Analyzing the internet trolls. What's the other one? Jimmy Smith. Like, they're just talking to each other. That's it. Nothing new's going on. So it gets pretty boring at that point. And when you pretty much figure out who's who, and it's just a big circle of the same people over and over and over. So it's not worth it. It's not worth the time. There's nothing to look at. There's nothing of interest. But anyway, I'm going to let you go. And Dar, if you're listening to this, which you probably will, thanks for the laughs. And June, if you're listening to this, which you probably will, just the fact that you can't stand me but can't stop listening to me says everything anybody needs to know about you. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Bye now.